I think mainly an age factor. 35, particularly as a woman, is cracking on a little bit. I felt like, I've probably been thinking about it for a while, and you sort of start, once those thoughts start to come into your head, I think they start to affect you a little bit. Professional sport, everybody knows, is all about 1%, and 1 or 2%, in a mental sport like squash can make a huge difference. So yeah, just, I've been really lucky to have, a healthy body, a really long career, probably, more than I ever expected in terms of titles and my achievements for the game. And there's no point in keep trying to chase, being the world's best when probably my best level of squash is behind me, and it's going to be very hard to get that back now. So yeah, I've always gone after being the best in the world, winning titles. I think it's time to, hang up the rackets and try to give a little bit back now, and watch these amazing youngsters do their thing on court. It's been probably the hardest decision that I've had to make, I think, mainly because it's a sport that I love. I guess it's pretty much been all I've known for the last 16 years. Anyone who knows me will know I'm a hugely professional player in terms of how I go about my squash, how I go about trying to improve, how I go about preparing for tournaments. And that's, really draining, but it's also who I am. And so it's a lot easier for me than people probably realise. And so the downside of that is now not having that, in a way. So the decision was quite tough from that point of view. Like, what am I going to do? How will I be without this routine and the travelling and everything that's given me so much structure in my life? When I won my second British Open in 2017, it sort of came a little bit out of the blue, I think, to beat Raneem and Shabini and then SJ in the final was, a ridiculous week. And that was my last World Series win. So yeah, I think you just sort of feel it's the right time, and then you take ages to actually make the decision because you want to make sure it's the right one, but no one can actually tell you that it is. I always wanted to just be successful. I wanted to hang up my rackets feeling like I couldn't have achieved any more from the game than I have, and whatever that was, whether it was titles or level of play or anything, I wanted to be able to hang up my rackets and know, I guess, that I haven't left anything. Like my motto sort of thing was leave no stone unturned, try whatever, listen to people. So to have won, what I've won, and to probably think, to have done it almost against doubters as well, people who, when I was 17, 18 were like, not no chance in the world that she's will certainly get to world number one, with Nicole being so dominant and the titles that Nicole was winning. And I think someone told me a stat the other day that I haven't dropped out of the top 10 since I think it was June 2008, and we're now in sort of May 2019, and that for me just shows, I guess, a huge amount of longevity, and that's down to everyone that's helped me in my career. The physios and physiotherapists, Caroline, Jade, Vicky, everyone that's ever helped me, Sylvan. And then the coaching that I've had over the years to help my movement, be so efficient, and the physical side with, Mark and DP and Danny obviously go without saying, but I want to say, without all of them, my career just wouldn't have been who what it has. And it's just been a huge, amount of pride in me as I start to think about the end and what I've achieved, and maybe what no one actually thought that I would have achieved. So, yeah, I think it'll probably come into more about it when I actually retire, and when I start to think about what I've achieved. I'm sure it'll sink in a little bit more.